Y'all, how you doing? Did you have a good PMBOK Guide 6th edition day one? If you didn't have a good day one, you need to make day two even better. You need to go sign up at pmsucceed.com. Yeah, jokes apart, folks. How's your day two coming? The new normal, 6th edition. If you are as excited as I am, that's a good sign. If you're not, we need to do something about that, don't you think? You need to sign up for some really cool PMP exam training at pmsucceed.com. Now, you might think I'm joking too much, but hey, it's hard subject matter, folks. This is a big, beefy, beastie book. So the only way we're going to get around this is making it fun, making it pragmatic, making it real, okay? So I want to give a shout out to those friends who have gone to pmsucceed.com. Okay? Lokesh, good to see you. My friend Aref has signed up for the program. Aref may not be on the call right now, but he is one of the smart people that has gone to pmsucceed.com, signed up. You see, when your buddy Phil tells you to do something, he telling you to do it for your own good. Your friend Phil is telling you to do it for your good. So because he has signed up for the program, he's going to get a crazy deal. It's so sick, I can't even tell you the kind of deal that a ref is going to get for signing up at pmsucceed.com. Yeah, he's going to get a boatload of videos at a crazy rate. And that's why, when I tell you something, don't think, oh, he's just trying to make a quick buck off us. No, he's not. I'm trying to help you. Because if you sign up for the first program, second program that's going to hit, you're going to get a boatload of perks. And what you see on the first program, that ain't it. It's coming, folks. 40 days to PMP exam success. Based on this, is actually going to end up being in that portal where you saw the Understanding the Guide. And there's a lot more stuff coming in Understanding the Guide. But then again, the PMP Prep Camp, which is all of the 49 videos, that's going to hit this week. In fact, right now I'm getting ready to pull the trigger on that thing. And once I do, there ain't going to be any more discounts except you signed up for that first program. So trust me, when I say sign up, don't think, oh yeah, this isn't worth it. It's just a paltry 2 hours, 30 minutes or 38 minutes. I don't know if you look below because there's a bunch of bonus videos that you may not have seen. Anyway, that apart, reason why I came on today regarding this book here, we're beginning to craft our plans to deliver some crazy training online. In fact, we've already gone through our phase one almost. We have some students currently going through phase one of the 6th edition virtual training, which happens on Saturdays for 4 hours, Tuesdays for 1 hour, and Thursdays for 1 hour. And we've been doing this for going to 5 weeks now, okay? So my question to you, Lokesh, and all you other great people on this call, wherever you're watching it, however you're watching it, shoot me a message. I want to know what you think is the best curriculum rollout for you guys. Is it once a week for 1 hour, once a week for 4 hours? Some people say, I just want to do Saturdays, 8 hours. My goodness, that's a tough one. But how would you like the curriculum to be delivered to you? Every Saturday, every day? Some people say, Phil, let's just get it over and done with. Rapid fire, 7 hours for 5 days. I'm like, my goodness, that is a tough thing to do. Even for the poor trainer. The poor trainer to keep up with that momentum and that intensity could be tough. I remember the first group I trained out of Virginia, bless them, poor people, because I was hopeless back then. People thought I was good. I was hopeless. I was no good. And it was boring. It was so boring. I felt so bad for them, and there was nothing I could do to help myself. I didn't know how to make the course interesting. I didn't know how to make it engaging. The funny thing is, I was more used to delivering training, with a co-trainer. So back in the day, I was used to delivering this course with Emily on the web, for another firm. And I just couldn't bring it. I couldn't bring it. Hi, Akshat. How you doing? Abina, remind me, you're a PMP now, right? Are you a PMP already? Lokesh, thank you. 1 hour, 1 hour a day. Okay. Other folks, help me out because, I want to take the group's idea and take it back to my co-trainers and find a good way of delivering it at a fixed time. So Lokesh, tell me, what time of the day do you think would work for a PM? Would it be, I don't know, some people can escape lunchtime. Some people can't. Some people can do after hours, like 5 p.m. And other people say, Phil, I've got a family, can't do that. So I want to find the line of best fit for real people, like the good folks on the call now, and good people who actually need to get this thing under control, you see. So online training, self-study is one thing, but virtual, some people learn best by virtual. I'm one of those people. Virtual could be a luxury, but I don't want it to be a luxury. I want it to be accessible, and available to people. And that's why I'm having this discussion. So if you can let me know what works for you. Punita, how you doing? 3 days in a week for 2 hours. Okay. So what time of the day? Tell me, would it be after hours? And where in the world are you? Because we've got a student in Bahrain. She corrects me. She says it's Bahrain. Bahrain. I always get it wrong. Okay, Bahrain. Okay. So we've got a student there. We've got tons of students in Saudi and even Oman and other places. So that time zone, we kind of are familiar with it. We do training at about 10 p.m. West Coast time or Pacific for some of those folks. And we do training on Fridays because Friday's their day off in a lot of those areas. So that works. But I'm not sure of other countries and how that would work. Also, I mean, Africa is pretty much the same as the US in terms of the weekend. So I guess Saturday might be doable. Friday, probably not for the folks in Africa. And definitely not Sunday for the folks in Africa. They're all out. Anil Mehta. Yes, I've seen your chat before. Thank you very much. I'm so excited that you are now PMP and you don't have to worry about this anymore. Abina, you're in Toronto, so remind me, did you take the 6th? I mean, did you take the 5th or are you taking the 6th? I remember seeing your chats in a previous conversation we had. So Punita, you haven't told me what you're thinking in terms of time frame. Lokesh, are you looking at after hours? Are you looking at during lunch? Oh, you're in Kuala Lumpur. Okay. You're Malaysia? Okay. US time. Okay, US time in the morning. Okay. That's something to think about. So what's the time now where you are? Is it, so this is US time, really early morning. And this is Europe time, kind of after midday. Oh, it'll be work for you. Okay, gotcha. After work. Okay. That's a good idea. Okay. So early morning after work. Okay. 9 p.m. So you are about 7 hours ahead of the UK, roughly. Yeah. And about 12 hours ahead of the East Coast. Kind of, sort of. Almost, or 11 hours. Okay. Thank you very much for that. Lokesh, I have not seen your follow-up. So tell me, what time works well for you or any other PMs that may be in your vicinity? I want to make sure we factor this in. What makes the rollout a little bit tricky is multiple countries and time zones that don't match. So Lokesh, tell me, how would you match what Punita has just said? Would that work for you? Early morning US? It probably won't work for people that have a job, you see. Thereby, that's where our little scratching of the head comes in, because the last time we did it, we had two consecutives, and I mean, we're still on it. We've got two consecutive trainings going on, one for our students in the Middle East and one for students in the US. So, when more students come on board from other parts of the world, like, Africa and other parts of Asia, it's important that we get everyone on the same page. Morning hours. Oh, they'll work for you? So when you say morning hours, Lokesh, how early and what time are you referencing? US time, early morning? Or would that be Europe time, early morning? Tell me, want to know. So anyway, while you guys are chatting that in, I want to encourage you, if you are taking the 6th edition exam, don't worry. Hey, I'm having this call right now to plan how to help you, to plan how to get you to the finish line. Whether you learn by self-study, we've got that covered. Whether you learn by virtual, we're getting it covered. And whether you learn by being in a classroom, the option for that is to get us to your firm. Okay? Get us to your firm. You probably saw my live streams last week from an organization on the East Coast that wanted people to be exposed to the PMBOK guide, not necessarily to get them all certified, but if they wanted to get certified based on the course, they could, because it was a PMP boot camp. All right, so if you want training in your firm, and some of you have reached out to me, I want to thank those of you who have reached out to me. SM, you know who you are. So hopefully we can make this happen for your firm and get the training, get the boot camp. Those of you who failed on the 5th by going for that ridiculous week, don't let me go there. Don't let me go there. There's some really weak training that goes on, and it just makes me so upset to see poor people forking out money to these firms that come in and just do a death by PowerPoint. They just line people up, mow them down with PowerPoints, and just leave them and walk over them and walk out of the room. And of course, the poor students fail. I had a student say fail. Everyone in my class, everyone failed the exam woefully. How can people sleep at night by delivering ridiculous, hopeless training where everyone in the class failed? Every single person. And this is not the only one. I have another student who came to me and said, Phil, I need mentoring and training. Everyone's failing in the class. And by the time I was done, she had mowed it down with 4 above target. So anyway, that's what you went through, Abina. Sorry to hear that. It's hopeless. They leave the students, no engagement. And I want to challenge you. If you are a trainer, you call yourself a PMP trainer, that ain't how to do it. I'm not even saying sign up for Phil's course. I'm saying if you call yourself a PMP and you call yourself a PMP training organization, how dare you walk into a place, mow people down with PowerPoints, lie? A lot of trainers fluff. They got no clue how it works in the real world. You just don't get me started. You probably realize this is one of the hot buttons that gets me really annoyed, because you shouldn't be calling yourself a trainer if you can't deliver. I mean, someone invests trust and hope you're going to lead them to the promised land, to the finish line, and all you do is give them a bunch of PowerPoints. Poor students, they're clueless. They don't even talk about reaching you because you don't even want them to. They've got no contact. The way it works, a lot of firms, they do the cookie cutter method. Press the button, out comes a microwaved trainer from somewhere. They throw the trainer on the assignment. They tell the trainer to sign an NDA, not to talk to the students about who they are or how they can be reached. So there's a delineation between the company delivering the training, supposedly, the trainer delivering the content, and the poor students. So how are they going to keep in touch? How are they going to offer value? I don't even know. So anyway, if that was the story of your life, you want to take that power back by making sure before you hire any trainer. Hey, I'm not saying it has to be Phil. It would be good if you hired me because I want to be your trainer, your coach. I want to be your buddy on the trip. But hey, if you cannot hire Phil for one reason or another, make sure that the trainer, not the training company, the trainer coming out to train you is bulletproof, knows their stuff, knows the business. Hi Chandra, how you doing? Make sure they know the business. Make sure that they know what's going on. Otherwise, you're going to have a lemon. That's right. You're going to have Humpty Dumpty sitting down on the wall, just looking at you from googly eyes and showing you a bunch of PowerPoint slides. And then Humpty Dumpty has a great fall midway in the training when you realize it's all fluff. Hey, I've been there, done that. There was a trainer that I hired and sent out to train a firm. And this was way back, going to almost a decade ago. And I didn't do the due justice. Yeah, I'm coming clean. I'm telling you it's happened. But it shouldn't be a recurring theme where trainers are sent out and they don't deliver. So anyway, this trainer that was sent out didn't deliver. And I got the report immediately. And as soon as I got the report, I had to be out there where that trainer was delivering. And I had to take over the course myself. So I'm very particular about delivering on the promise. If you're meant to get people into shape, do it. Offer assistance, offer support, So anyway, Olani, how you doing? And Chandra, hello to you as well. Lokesh, did I see 5 p.m. or did I see 5 a.m.? I need to go back and check those. Oh, there we go. Okay, 5 a.m. IST. What's IST, Lokesh? Please educate me. I'm so ignorant on this convention. IST, what's that? International? I don't know. Don't let me give you something to laugh about this morning or this afternoon. Tell me, what is IST and how does that map? I should know that, shouldn't I? Being the international traveler I am. What is IST, Lokesh? Educate me. Help me out. Okay. So Saturday is what Lokesh is saying. Oh, India. Okay, gotcha. IST. So 5 a.m. in India. 5 a.m. in India is like 4 a.m. Pacific, I think. Ah, India Standard Time. Gotcha. BIM. BIM is the boss of the hour. BIM killed this thing in the dying hours. BIM, so good to see you. And BIM, I got your message. Let me just address this. I'm really glad that you came on, BIM. So for those people who are now PMPs and they're saying, what do I do next? I don't know if they'd watch this far. But BIM, I'm glad you're here because I want to give you 2 big things to think about. First big thing, how are you going to use what you now have to help yourself and others? That's the first thing. What are you going to do with the PMP you have now, the PMP cert? How are you going to do that? How are you going to use that to help yourself? And by help yourself, it could be anything. It could be help yourself financially, help yourself in terms of opportunities, I don't know, whatever help yourself is, and how you're going to help others. But in helping others, you're really helping yourself. So the real question is, how are you going to help others to achieve their dreams, to achieve their project management goals? That's the first thing. Second thing, how are you going to max this thing? How are you going to go larger? Are you going to just keep being PMP or are you going to go larger? I don't know. Whatever go larger is for you, define it. But from your email, BIM, talking about the ACP exam, at the moment we deliver ACP and CSM training, but we only do it exclusively for firms that have 5 people upwards. We've got a CSM course coming up next week, for example, that has about almost 30 people in it. So we deliver to firms where there are large numbers of folks. If the numbers are not that large, then we usually recommend to go to your PMI chapter and sign up. So BIM, if you want to do ACP training, my advice to you is maybe look into your local PMI chapter, or you want to stay tuned to the PMI forum on LinkedIn, and you might get some people talking about that. For me, though, a lot of my training for the ACP came from me going to a PMI organized Scrum course. So I went to a course, the CSM course that PMI Phoenix chapter held back in 2012. And after going for that training and meeting one of my mentors, I would call him, even though I don't speak to him that often, Tom, basically changed the way I was seeing Agile and Scrum and other things, put me on the right trajectory. And that's how I was able to study for my ACP, even without going for an ACP course. I also had a trainer out of India who actually developed content for Praizion. So that course, unfortunately, is not out at the moment, but I have been through the training and I used that to get ready for my ACP exam. When did I take it? A year or two ago? I can't even remember anymore. I think it was 2 years ago. So I would advise you find someone or a training provider in your local PMI chapter, and I think that will help you. Usually those chapters are good. Usually, I didn't say all the time. Usually they're good at bringing in great training for you at a subsidized rate. So check out your local PMI chapter BIM. That's what I would suggest. And also join the PMI forum on LinkedIn. Have you joined that, BIM? Because if you join the forum on LinkedIn, the PMI forum, a lot of the questions you got other PMPs, other ACPs that will be more than happy to jump in and help you. Those of you who asked the question about RMP and SP exams and PGMP, same thing, you know. Um, Thank you, BIM. BIM says, I'll keep you posted. And I'll give you some information when the time comes. We're working on our ACP course. We don't want to rush out and, give people what is not totally useful. So, like I said, our trainer in India delivered some really good training, and it's not out at the moment. So yes, the mock exam. Thank you very much. I'm glad when I saw your email about the mock exam after you took it, I just started laughing. You want to kill us? Hey, the reason why our mock exam, Mohammed, how you doing? The reason why our mock exam is very challenging is because the PMP exam, it has like 9 lives, 9 different versions of the exam seem to exist. One version seems to be, oh, it wasn't that bad, but the 9th version is, it killed me, and we don't want that to happen to you. So I want to get your weaponry and your arsenal in order. That's really what we're looking at. But anyway, thank you, BIM, for jumping on, and I hope that helps someone who's already a PMP. But going back to my friends who are taking the 6th, from what I'm hearing, Lokesh, let me go back to your chats, Lokesh. So Lokesh said 5 a.m. to 9 a.m. And 5 a.m. to 9 a.m., okay, that's going to be 4 p.m. 4 p.m. on Friday. Okay. This is helpful, Lokesh. So 5 a.m. to 9 a.m. So that would be about 4 p.m. to about 8 p.m. on Friday, which is probably doable for some folks. So that might be useful. Let's see what else. And Punitha said 9 p.m. Oh, hang on, Punitha. Let me take a look at your chat one more time. So 3 days a week for 2 hours. Okay. That might work, 3 and after hours. And Punitha, please remind me what time. Okay, so what time of the day did you say, Punitha? I don't think I got that piece. I know I got the 2 hours a day for 3 days in a week. Maybe Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Neil Metha, I think I got an email from you regarding your lessons learned. I think I did. I need to open that and take a look. Okay, so night. Aref, how you doing? So Aref is one of the smart people that has jumped on the bandwagon. Good to see you. I wasn't sure if you were on the call. He jumped on the bandwagon, went to pmsucceed.com. He's gotten the mini boot camp, which of course isn't just going to be the mini boot camp. That's going to be loaded with all sorts of crazy weapons by the time we're done. And yes, I hope you got the mock exam, Aref, the mini mock exam, the 1 hour. So those of you who are getting the PMSucceed.com mini bootcamp, do us a favor, shoot your receipt to us if you want the 1-hour mini mock exam that I'm referring to that a ref has gotten, and if you want the discount, because now he's going to get a discount code that will help him when he, if he decides to purchase the next wave of training coming out very, very soon. Okay. Okay, so you can join early as well. You're flexible. Okay. Oh, yes, you're talking about... Mohammed, are you talking about the... Okay. Some tips happened. How was it, Mohammed? Did you kill it? So, yes, I want to declare some tips happened with me at the test center, as you advised. Yeah, so that changed. Not during the welcome screen procedures anymore. So PMI changed that. We all know PMI has changed that. So in subsequent videos, I tell people you need to wait until the start button is pressed for the actual exam. Because I've done my ACP, since that time. And I do know how that is. Yeah, you do need the directive to start after the tutorials. So I don't advise people to begin the brain dump until they have started. Yeah. If you start your brain dump, I'm going to report you to the PMI. Yeah, they get a little bit excited about that new clause. But Mohammed, how did you find it? Did you kill it? Did you kill it? Are you a PMP now, Mohammed? And when did you take the test? Did you take it on the 6th edition or did you take it on the 5th edition? Remind me. But I think this has been... Oh, good. You killed it, of course. Good job, Mohammed. Fantastic. Awesome. So, Mohammed, next big thing. Are you going to help people, train people, coach people to become PMPs? And are you going to take any other cert? That's my big question to you. I hope you look for some other certs that would add value to you and your career. And I hope you help other people. All right, well, I want to say a huge thank you, folks. I'm just getting ready here to begin the 40 days to PMP exam based on, of course, not the 5th, based on the 6th. Oh, you took it on March 21st? Fantastic. Awesome. Well, I want to say a huge thank you to you, folks. The way the videos are going to be released for the 6th edition is different from the 5th. From the 5th, you got a boatload of videos on YouTube. But for the 6th, the videos that are going to be coming out are going to be more through the pipeline that a ref has signed up to. And also another pipeline, which is going to be the big bulky videos. Talking about several minutes long videos. Talking about 10-hour long worth of videos. Okay? So that stuff, yes, Panita, it's coming. It's coming for the 6th edition. And it's going to be released gradually. And the only way to get those videos, again, is to sign up for that program, which RF has signed up for, and other folks who have jumped on the bandwagon. Okay? So I want to encourage you, hey, if you fail the 5th, don't worry. We're going to do all that we can to help you. All right? A lot of my PMP bosses, they're working with me to deliver training and coaching to help you, to deliver some ridiculous, mind-blowing questions, that will help you. And they know who they are. And I'm giving them a shout out right now. Those of them who have begun to work with me on weaponry that we're reinforcing. I want to give a shout out to them. Those from the Savage team. And we're having Savage on Saturday, Phase 2, folks. Hey, if you are in the Savage on Saturday group, we're moving it up a level to Phase 2. This is going to be an all-out attack on failure. Because I hate failure that does not propel. Failure that propels is good. So a failure is a lesson. It's a lesson learned. My mentor, John C. Maxwell, says, fail forward. So we want to fail forward. And we want to recover quick. And then we want to implement our lessons learned and hit it again, So Savage on Saturday Phase 2 is on Facebook, but you don't see it. You won't know about it except you sign up. Aref, did you get the invite for Savage on Saturday Phase 2? Did you get it? I hope you got that invite. Join the Facebook group, Aref. There's some crazy... Hey, there is Ben. My buddy Ben. Ben is a slayer. Ben, wasn't it the dying hours you killed it? Did you kill it in the dying hours, Ben? Okay, Aref. Yeah, check your email. Ben, you killed... Was it the night before you killed it? Was it the night before it expired, or was it the... So Bim killed it on the 25th. Ben, did you kill it on... Oh, Bim, you killed it on the 25th as well. So I think... Oh, you passed on Saturday. So Ben passed on Saturday and Bim passed on the Sunday. Wow. The very last day. That is awesome. Awesome. 3 above targets. Awesome. I'm telling you, I've got some champions here. I want you guys to help me. Help me help people. So if you can, drop one line of gold. Ben and Bim, both of you, one line of gold. Just one. One line of gold for the great people on the call. Mohammed, you too, I'm challenging you. One line of gold. Okay? Drop me 100-carat line right now. Tell these folks on the call how you did it. Give them some wisdom. Okay? Take the mock. That crazy mock. Hey, we had our first wave of students who took that mock last week. And we had over 20 students take that mock. They loved it. I say that sarcastically, but we had some students who killed it on the first try, you know. And the passing score for the mock that BIM is talking about is actually a 60. It's that bad. It's that bad an exam. So anyway, that's coming out for more folks. Yes, thank you, Ben. The real PMP was easy. I hear that quite a lot. That's why I try to encourage people. Get tooled up, get loaded up. And then when you see the real exam, you won't be disappointed. So what is MENA, Aref? M-E-N-A. What's that? Middle East, North America? Middle East, North Asia? Please educate me. I need to go for a course in all of these time zones. Help me. Chandra, I didn't hear from you. Are you looking at taking the 6th edition exam after training online or virtual? Oh, North Africa. Thank you. Thank you for the education. Middle East, North Africa. Okay, MENA. And you said the best time is Saturday. Oh, really? Saturday at 3 p.m. GMT? Okay. Good. Okay, that's very helpful. So I think I'm getting the idea of the time frames that work for the folks in North Africa, Middle East. Middle East. So Punita, you're kind of in Middle East or Asia. How's the time difference? About 2 hours time difference between Middle East and Malaysia. I'm hoping that works somehow. Ah, okay. Oh, you're working with the local Dallas chapter. Oh, cool. So I guess you guys have some training going on. Hey, but tell your friends at the Dallas chapter, if they want training, speaking, coaching for the PMP, they need to invite their buddy Phil. If they're inviting anyone else, they're doing wrong. They need to invite me. I would love to do that for you. I've done quite a few trainings in Dallas. Done training at I believe the HP, which has now been bought by, I don't know, or am I thinking EDI? Bought by HP. I did training in that building once. I've done training for the SHIP conference out there. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. That's so sweet of you. I try to make it fun, you know, because it's hard. It's a hard book. But if we make it fun and make it real world, people kind of get the story a lot more, don't they? All right, folks. Well, I want to thank you. I'm just about to start my recordings here. Kaliani, yes, I do recall we've seen online or chatted online. So you're in North Carolina. Oh yeah, I do drive-bys there quite a lot. We've actually got a firm out there. Actually, my agile trainer is out of North Carolina. Yep, my trainer is out there, and we've done lots of agile training for a firm out there. As far as PMP, I would love to come do PMP training. I don't want to drop his name on air right now, but his name is Roy. But he's out there anyway. Ah, I see. You probably know Roy, but I don't want to drop his name. I'm not sure he'll be very happy. But he's a great trainer. I've mentioned his name in a previous blast. He's done training for us out there for a hardware firm. Lots of training actually for a hardware firm. I've done training out there in general project management. Another of my trainers and buddies has done training out there in Microsoft Project for another company out there, Colin. So all three of us have done training out there in North Carolina. And yeah, he's quite well known in the area. So I'm sure Bob, if you ask Bob, he probably knows who I'm talking about. All right, my friends, I want to appreciate you for being on this early call. I call it Terrific Tuesdays. Let's make it terrific. And thank you very much for your suggestions about the curriculum. We're going to roll this out, and we're going to look at a time zone that, or time frame for each time zone that really works for you guys. Okay, I just saw a chat. Doria, are we suggesting times because the training is interact? Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, so Doria, the whole idea is there are three methods of delivering the content. There is self-study, online, nothing but online self-study. There is virtual, which in reality is somewhat blended because you've got a lot of quizzes, a lot of tests, a lot of interactivity with a system, even though it's virtual. So you might want to think of it more as blended, but it's predominantly virtual. We're actually going through one of those right now. And like I said, it's Saturday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. And the reason why I'm asking is because the time zones didn't perfectly line up for everyone when we deliver the content. Saturdays were okay, but Thursdays and Tuesdays were a little bit tricky. So the whole idea is to line everything up on the next go round. And in the past month or two, I haven't been feeling that great. I hadn't been feeling that great. My co-trainer also wasn't feeling that great. So we were not able to put together a second wave of training immediately. But now we're beginning to think of putting together a second wave of training that will hit sometime in the near future. So that's why I'm trying to get all of this information. You and Pimpy are not friends. Pimpy is far away in Arizona somewhere at the moment. So yes, Punitha, so the information is going to come out. It's not available just yet. So we're trying to do some advanced planning before coming out with the announcement. So this is to get that information, okay? So right now, for people who are wondering, okay, what is available for me to start? One, pmsucceeds.com has got a mini boot camp at the moment of 2 hours, 30 minutes. You need to sign up for it and subscribe. When you subscribe for it, like I mentioned Aref quite a few times, he's one of the smart people on the phone right now that has done that. And I know everyone else on the phone is a smart person that should do that and will do that, hopefully. But when you do that, you are going to get a discount for the plethora of PMP exam prep camp videos, which are very long and drawn out. So, in fact, you'll notice my delivery style in that set of videos is pretty much business. Business all the way, it's so condensed that you don't hear my usual wisecracks in those videos. Not very much. So it's very serious, and it's a deep dive into your favorite book, because there's so much stuff to cover. It's hard to throw in a bunch of wisecracks in those videos. So it's very straight to the point, and it's coming out, like I said, I'm about to hit the button. By the end of today, we expect to hit the button on that training, and that's going to be available at a really reduced rate for people that have signed up for the mini boot camp, okay? And after that deal, that offer is going away, so if you haven't signed up like a ref has, by the time this is released and you haven't signed up, that's it. There's not going to be any more deals to get that at a ridiculous subscription deal. But if you have, you will. So that's the second wave of training that is online self-study. And that is just video. The video content is so intense. In fact, one of our students, a number of our students actually, who went through these videos in the past month and a half, they have said it took them, get this, 40 hours. 40 hours to cover these videos. To watch the videos, take notes, open up the guide as reference. 40 hours to just get through it. So the real play time may be around 12 hours, but to actually understand stuff, it's condensed, trust me. You got the visuals on the screen, you've got the references of the pages to open up. It's deep. Okay, so those are the things that are available right now. The last piece that's coming is the virtual training. And that is going to be like we're trying to agree here on Saturdays. Punita said 3 days in a week. And I need to go back and study all of your chats to get the line of best fit. But the whole idea is by the time we're done, we're going to have 3 arms: online, virtual, and live. So live, if you want training live, that's going to be available. All right. Live training, of course, I mean coming to your company. So your company has to foot the bill for that. Doria said, just wondering the difference between the 5th and 6th. Okay, the difference between 5th and 6th. Will I be starting from scratch, or is it just rearranging and adding a few things to my knowledge base? Great question. All right, so where should we start? Let's drag out a few chairs so that we can sit here for the next 8 hours, Doria. It's a huge thing because the PMBOK guide structure has changed quite dramatically. So chapter 1 I consider to be pretty much the same. Chapter 2, they've taken out some of the more significant parts from the 5th edition. Organization types has dramatically changed. There's not that much fanfare when it comes to the matrix organizations anymore. They've taken out the images, for functional, and they're focusing more on the environment in which projects operate, you know. So there were some videos that were available about 2 or 3 months ago on YouTube. Those videos are now available for those who sign up for the program our ref has, but you'll find them in the bonus section. So chapter 1, 2, and 3, these videos will put you on the right trajectory for chapters 1, 2, and 3. You know, and I talk about some of this stuff here. So Doria, going back to your point, chapter 2 has changed dramatically. You now have to have a kind of understanding about organization theory and systems theory. And they go off on a rabbit trail talking about all sorts of things that I have now helped put in context in the video. It's quite much for people that are not into systems and engineering and maybe sciences and biology to liken how an ecosystem can be likened to your projects being in an organization and that being in a wider political environment. There's a whole story on that. It's good, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying it's bad, but it's a lot of text to read and a lot of understanding of the management elements and so on. So Doria, in that regard, for chapter 2, you have to start from scratch. Chapter 3, this is where the PMI gets all of the gold. All of my gold awards is for chapter 3, big time. I like the way they have put leadership into the forefront. They have also talked about the talent triangle. That's huge. So Doria, for that reason, chapter 3, this is the first time PMI has taken a stand, you know, in the PMBOK guide. I'm not saying theoretically. I know they take a stand for great leadership and so on. But in terms of the PMBOK guide, this is the first time they have really taken a stand for things like personalities, leadership, talking about the leadership styles of the project manager, powers of the project manager, the importance of being not just aware of the technical, but the strategic elements as well, business elements as well. That stuff is very important for PMs these days. PMI have taken a stand like never before. And for that reason, you're going to have to start chapter 3 from scratch. Now, chapter 4, if you take a look at managed project knowledge, never been in a PMBOK guide before, that you're really starting from ground zero. But let me go back and tell you, for the first process, develop project charter, it's changed quite a lot in that you now have business documents as inputs. And those business documents, we're talking about the benefits management plan, which is clueless. I mean, which would make people clueless on the fifth edition. People who read the fifth edition, they're clueless as to what do you mean by benefits management plan being an input to develop project charter, because it wasn't even there mentioned in the forefront. So for that reason, Doria, you're going to have to start from almost from scratch for some of the inputs. I'm not saying the entire develop project charter, but the input list, like the business documents, you've never seen those before. Okay, you've heard of the business case, which was a standalone input in the fifth edition, but now they mention business case and they also kind of reference business documents, such as the benefits management plan. So it can be a little bit hard for you to say, I'm not starting from scratch for the inputs, and I'm just going to go ahead. You might find it difficult. Also, the tools and techniques, some of them are very similar to what you saw in the fifth edition. Let me give you an example here. If I can open up this, let me open up this page. I want to make sure I tell you the right thing here. I don't want to give you wrong ITTOs. Because some of the ITTOs, they have very specific terms and names. Let's see. So for the tools and techniques, so expert judgment is still there. But when it comes to some of the tools and techniques, is data gathering, not talked about in the fifth edition in the way it is here. For example, you got brainstorming, focus groups, interviews. I think these were lumped up somewhere else in the fifth. And then you've got conflict management. Who would have thought conflict management would be in Develop Project Charter? Well, you've got it here under interpersonal and team skills. And I could go on and on, but all of this stuff is covered in the video. So, Doria, I don't mean to be, on a long-winded trail here, but there's so much to talk about that if I was going to give your question justice, it would take me quite a while to tell you what to start afresh from and what not to. So I'm going to give you one blanket statement here. The blanket statement would be, for any process you've encountered before in the fifth edition, at a high level, the understanding of what you do in that process, no, you don't have to start from scratch. But all of the inputs, tools, techniques, and outputs that are new or that are aggregated or lumped up into a group, for those I would definitely recommend starting from scratch, because some of the previous tools and techniques, the PMI have kind of stripped them down. They've left some parts of those tools and techniques, and other parts they have made into sub-tools and techniques. So there's quite a lot. Renee, how you doing? Ben says, Phil, does the appendix of the 6th edition explain? Yes, there is some stuff in the appendix which explains it. Jennifer, good to see you. Jennifer, it's a subscription fee. So as you subscribe, you're going to see more and more videos populating in the pipeline. All right. Hey, if you haven't gotten the PMBOK Guide 6th edition, folks, I know the paper may not be the best, but that would be a starting point. Okay? Get the guide. Lots of you are asking, when is the training going to start? Hey, I want to encourage you, get the guide and begin to highlight your book, like mine. Okay? Get the guide, begin to highlight it, begin to look at those places that jump out. Going back to Doria's question, which is a great question. I would have really loved to answer that in more detail. Probably what I'm going to do for you, those of you 5th edition folks, I would say take a look in a few weeks, and I'm going to try to answer this question properly within the Vimeo stream, because I can't do justice here. It's probably going to take a long time to begin to hone in on things that are the same, things that are different at a lower level. As Ben said, you might want to go to the appendix. You might get a good high-level picture, but if it's going into the details, I'm going to have to give it more time, and I don't think I can give it more time right now. I said, bring out a chair, let's sit down and talk. but I really want to help those who have taken the fifth. So let me think. So any processes that are new, obviously there's no shortcut for that. Control resources, there's no shortcut for that. Control procurements, that you're going to have to look at with a new pair of eyes because they've taken away closed procurements. So control procurements is where a lot of stuff is happening now. Implement risk responses, Doria. That is totally new to you. And hey, you see why I'm telling you it's hard to give you a conclusive answer, because you've got plan risk responses, which now has the escalation strategy, right? And the escalation strategy wasn't talked about in the fifth edition. And you've got escalation for both positive and negative risks. So you have to understand that piece. And then moreover, we've got strategies for overall project objectives. So if we're talking about the overall project, it's got its strategies as well. And these were not talked about in the fifth edition. So yeah, we've got a lot to address in the course. But when you get a moment, when you come on board the course, hone in on the risk area. It's very beefy, and we're still beefing it up more. All right? Renee, good to see you, man. How you doing? Thank you, Doria. Okay. Well, I had better jump off and get on my 40 days to PMP and CAPM exam success recordings. Those are going to start this week. In fact, right now, and they're going to begin to appear in the stream, the bootcamp stream, the mini bootcamp stream this week. All right. Thank you very much, folks. I look forward to speaking to you again. Thank you for the suggestions, Punitha and Lokesh and Aref that chatted in those ideas. I really appreciate your contributions, and everyone else. And hey, Chandra, don't forget, tell the people in Dallas to get your buddy Phil. Maybe I'll wear an old Western hat to amuse you guys. I'll make it fun. And Kellyanne, if they're ever looking for training in North Carolina, you know, hey, your buddy Phil has told you what to do. Okay. Thank you very much, folks, and I look forward to speaking to you in another of these live streams. Bye for now.